Hello boys and girls, and welcome to my player ratings for yesterday's victory against Everton. Did we ride our luck in that game? My word, I don't think my heart can take any more of that, especially in the last 20 minutes, or especially in injury time. My word, how we managed to get away from there with a victory, I will never know. But I tell you something, I do not care, because right now, all that's important is 3 points. And at the end of the season, those 3 points could be absolutely massive. I've been saying in previews and other videos, podcasts and whatnot, that, you know, a victory can take you 3-4 places and a defeat can drop you 3-4 places. Even a draw now can drop you down 2 or 3 places. You're looking at the Premier League table. We've moved up to 9th place. And I know some people will look at that and mock and laugh and everything. But the gap between the top 4 and 9th, mate, it's so close. Wolves are ahead of us only on goal difference. Sheffield United are only 3 points ahead of us. Spurs are only 3 points ahead of us. Manchester United are only 4 points ahead of us. And Chelsea, who take up that final Champions League place in 4th, are only 7 points ahead of us. That is not a lot at all. That is definitely catchable. When you think about how inconsistent everyone has been, we need to be consistent. This is one of the things that I keep stressing all the time in my videos. Consistency. If we can be the team that puts a consistent run together, then we could make that top 4. It's as simple as that. It's that close. You know, our next league game is a home game again against West Ham. If we win that, we would have picked up 9 points out of 9. And you look at the results from other teams in and around that area, they've already been dropping points. You know, you look at Spurs, they've lost this weekend. Sheffield United dropped points. Wolves, are they going to be able to keep this run going? Burnley, are they going to be able to keep it going? Everton, they've obviously dropped points by losing to us. But like I said, you can easily drop down 2-3 places by even drawing. You know, Burnley are level on points with us. Everton are only 1 point behind us. Southampton, they're 3 points behind us. That's how tight things are. So if you think that we're out of the top 4 race, then think again, because 7 points is not a lot and we are definitely in the mix. But again, I must stress it's consistency. We get a consistent run, we can make that top 4. But at the same time, we've got some big games coming up. We've still got to play Liverpool at the Emirates. Hopefully, they've already secured the Premier League title by then. And maybe they might not be in top gear. And we can, you know, take advantage of that. We've still got to go to Spurs. We've still got to go to Manchester City. So, yeah, there's some big games there when you think about it. Leicester, they've got to come to the Emirates as well. Yeah, and we've got to go away to Wolves. Never like going away there, especially the way we've played over recent times. But maybe things are different under Mikel Arteta. But listen, game by game, keep doing what we're doing. That was so important, given the fact that we played on Thursday night. Everton, they've had a couple of weeks rest, and that told in those final 20 minutes. You could see that those were the players that were fresh, and we were the players that had to travel out to Greece on a Thursday night. And it's never easy coming back into a Premier League game after playing in Europe in midweek. So fair play to the boys. They got the job done. It was a tough test. Everton are a good side. And we got the 3 points. And that's what matters. So with that said, let's go and get into the player rating. Starting off in goal, Leno. And I'll tell you something, he redeemed himself big time. I felt he was at fault for the second goal for Everton. You know, didn't really put his body on the line. And it squirmed under his body. But I'll tell you something, what he did in the second half, and one save in particular from Calvert-Lewin, was absolutely world class. And, you know, you can blame him as much as you want for Everton equalising before half time. But Leno was the reason why Everton never equalised for a third time. It's as simple as that. It was unbelievable. And he gets an 8 for me for that second half performance alone. Going to move to the right-hand side of the defence. First of all, Hector Bellerin. And I'm a little bit concerned about Hector. We all know he's had a bad injury. Coming back from that is never easy, an ACL injury. But he seems to have lost a yard of pace. And what's more concerning for me is his positioning. I felt yesterday he was getting caught out all the time. He was being attracted inside to the ball. And Everton were just simply popping it over the top every single time. And Richarlison was left with all the side of the field to just do what he needed to do. Mustafi was having to be dragged out of position to try and cover Hector. And then that meant that David Luiz was on his own in the centre. That's not the way it should be. Very, very concerning. But I am hoping that Hector can get his old form back and his pace back. Very tough after an ACL injury, don't get me wrong. But a few causes for concern for me. But yesterday, I'll give Hector Bellerin a 5. Not a good performance for me. Going to move into centre defence. First of all, Mustafi. And I feel he was the better out of the two. And he was absolutely immense in parts of that game. He's probably got concussion the amount of times he headed the ball yesterday. He was absolutely massive. Top performance for me. And he's been doing really well since Mikel Arteta's taken over. And I'll give Mustafi an 8. Next to him we had David Luiz and the pass for Aubameyang. My word, what a pass that was. If Mesut Ozil made that pass, then everybody would be creaming themselves. That was absolutely beautiful. Decent enough performance. Felt he could have done a little bit more for that first goal, the first header especially. Never really cleared it. But not on the level of Mustafi. You know, that's why he won't get his same markings. And you know, I felt that we were, you know, badly exposed at times, but I think that was more to do with the wide areas than the central areas. But David Luiz will get a 7. In the left-back position, it was, of course, Kolasinac, and he went off injured. So I'm not going to mark him because that was quite early in the game as well, and very unfortunate. And hopefully he makes a speedy recovery and it's not too serious an injury. In the midfield area, first of all, Granit Xhaka, and I felt that he kept things very simple, kept it ticking over, worked hard. Distribution was good, shutting down was good, and decent enough performance all round. And I'll give Granit Xhaka a 7. Alongside him, Dani Ceballos, and I felt that in the opening 15-20 minutes he was a little out of touch with the pace of the game. And then after that, I felt he was absolutely brilliant. His performance after that was just, yeah, brilliant, superb. The way that he was moving and linking play and working hard and getting stuck in, it was exactly what you want to see. So Dani Ceballos, I'll give him a 7. On the right of the attacking three, it was Nicolas Pepe, and apart from his assist, I felt he had a quiet afternoon. I don't think he really tested Leighton Baines enough for me. Everton were doubling up on him, and you can see that they obviously know he's a threat. But yeah, apart from the assist, I felt it was a quiet afternoon. Can't fault his work rate, but yeah, a quiet one for me. And I'll give Nicolas Pepe a 6. In the middle of that three, it was Mesut Ozil, and pretty much the same as Nicolas Pepe. I felt it was quite a quiet afternoon. Work rate was all right. But yeah, it was just the wrong game. There was a lot of times when he was picking up the ball and, you know, things were a little bit slower. And that was not his fault, but things were just played to that style yesterday. But yeah, work rate was good, but I can't give him more than a 6. On the left of that three, my man of the match, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And his first goal was absolutely superb. That was like a Thierry Henry finish. You know where the ball's going. The goalkeeper knows where the ball's going. Can you stop it? No. Absolutely no chance. Brilliant performance all round. Captain's performance, led by example. And he's now joint top goal scorer in the Premier League. 3 managers this season. Predominantly plays out on the left. And then in the team that's struggling. And he's still joint top goal scorer. Unbelievable. Put some respect on his name, man. And sign the contract, please. So yeah, I'll give him a 9. Yeah, 9. Brilliant performance. Up front, the main striker was Eddie Nketiah. Bit of a surprise given the fact that, you know, Lacazette scored a couple of goals recently. But you know what? Yeah, he went and repaid the manager's faith and got himself on the score sheet. Brilliant goal, brilliant movement. First Premier League goal this season, which has got him up and running. And yeah, it'll be good to get off the mark, especially since coming back from his loan spell at Leeds. Could have had a second goal, brilliant effort. and his work rate all round was absolutely superb. And I felt that, you know, he run himself into the ground, and for that performance, I'll give Eddie Nketiah an 8. In terms of the substitutions, longest one there was, of course, Saka. Another assist, 10th for the season. Felt he looked a little tired towards the end of the second half. Got caught out a couple of times, but decent enough, and helped change the game in that first half. So he will get a 7. Other substitutes were Lucas Torreira and Guendouzi. Not really on the pitch for long enough. Can't give him more than a 5. But the Guendouzi substitution was brilliant from Mikel Arteta, and I'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, for those two, their performance, give them a 5. Mikel Arteta, he will get a 7. Strong lineup. I felt that we paid for playing so many of the players, you know, that were playing in this game on Thursday in that final 20 minutes or so, but they dug deep and they got the job done. So it's justified why he did it. But the substitution of Guendouzi was a telling one for me, because he put him on, he put the energy on the pitch and told him to play 10 yards higher than normal and get in everybody's face. Don't give them time on the ball, which they were having at the back. And, you know, the Everton goalkeeper, he nearly got caught out a couple of times from Guendouzi that was shutting him down. And I felt that he had a job to do, and he went and done that. And that was brilliant from Mikel Arteta with that substitution. But yeah, I'll give him a 7. So there we go. That is it. That is the player ratings. As usual, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. If you do disagree, what would your ratings be? We got the job done, and that's what's important. And now we've got a few days rest, and then we move into a huge game on Thursday, where we try and, you know, get into the next round of the Europa League. Won't be easy. Olympiacos will obviously bring a big support over with them, and it'll be a very interesting game, that's for sure. So with that one, keep an eye out for the preview. Player ratings as usual. DTFC matches, there's another one coming this week. And yeah, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.